Never ignore red flags in relationships. True love should bring peace, respect, and happiness. If a partner shows controlling or abusive behavior, it is important to take it seriously and address it early. Once upon a time, in a beautiful city, surrounded by lush greenery and sparkling rivers, there lived a wealthy and influential man named Peterson. Peterson was a kind-hearted man, loved by everyone in the city. His only daughter, Phoebe, was the jewel of his heart. She was not only breathtaking, but also intelligent and kind. Her beauty was the talk of the town, and suitors from near and far came to seek her hand in marriage. Every day, Peterson's mansion bustled with young men bearing gifts, hoping to win Phoebe's love. But Phoebe wasn't in a rush to settle down. She had dreams of her own, dreams of finding a man who would love her genuinely, not for her father's wealth. One fateful day, a charming and eloquent man named Alfred entered their lives. Alfred was different, or so it seemed. He was polite, well-dressed, and spoke with a sweetness that charmed everyone, including Phoebe. Though Peterson had reservations about Alfred, he kept them to himself, trusting his daughter's judgment. After a few months of courtship, Phoebe decided to marry Alfred, convinced he was her soulmate. The wedding was grand, a celebration fit for royalty. The entire city gathered to witness the union of the beautiful Phoebe and the dashing Alfred. But behind Alfred's charming smile lay a man consumed by greed and jealousy. Once the wedding festivities ended, the true Alfred began to emerge. At first, the changes were subtle. He would dismiss Phoebe's opinion during conversations and make sarcastic remarks about her efforts to please him. Overnight, his behavior worsened. Alfred would lash out at Phoebe over minor issues, calling her names like spoiled, useless, and ungrateful. The once lively Phoebe became a shadow of herself. Alfred began controlling every aspect of her lives. He forbade her from visiting her family, claiming they were interfering in their marriage. He squandered the money Peterson had given Phoebe for her personal need, using it to fund his own lavish lifestyle. Alfred's cruelty didn't stop at words. One day, when he was particularly angry, he would throw things around the house, blaming Phoebe for every misfortune in his life. Phoebe's once bright eyes were now filled with tears most days. She tried to hide her pain from her father, not wanting to worry him, but Peterson could sense that something was wrong. One day, after a particularly cruel outburst from Alfred, Phoebe found himself sitting in the garden, tears streaming down her face. A kind elderly woman passing by noticed her sorrow. The woman, whose name was Mama Ngozi, stopped and sat beside Phoebe. "Why are you crying, my child?" she asked gently. Phoebe hesitated but eventually poured out her heart to the kind stranger. Mama Ngozi listened patiently and then said, "You are like a bird trapped in a cage, but even caged birds can find their freedom. You are stronger than you think, my dear. You must take back control of your life." Her words resonated deeply with Phoebe. For the first time in months, Phoebe felt a flicker of courage. The next day, Phoebe confided in her childhood friend, Lydia, who had always been there for her. Lydia was horrified to learn of Alfred's behavior and vowed to help Phoebe regain her freedom. Together, they devised a plan. Phoebe began keeping a record of Alfred's action, documenting every insult, every threat, and every instance of abuse. She quietly reached out to a lawyer who advised her on the steps she could take to protect herself legally. One evening, Alfred returned home in a foul mood, blaming Phoebe for something trivial. But this time, Phoebe didn't cower in fear. She stood her ground calmly, telling him that she had had enough and that she was leaving him. Alfred laughed cruelly, thinking she was bluffing, but Phoebe had already made arrangements. With the help of her lawyer and Lydia, she left the house the very next day and filed for divorce. When Alfred realized she was serious, he tried to manipulate her into coming back, even threatening to harm himself, but Phoebe was resolute. She moved back to her father's house, where Peterson welcomed her with open arms, grateful to have his daughter back. After Phoebe's departure, Alfred's life turned to downward spiral. His reputation in the city was ruined when the truth about his abusive behavior came to light. His lavish lifestyle came to an end as he could no longer exploit Phoebe's wealth. He tried to apologize and win her back, but Phoebe had grown stronger. She realized she deserved better and refused to let him back into her life. Alfred eventually left the city, his once charming facade shattered. Phoebe took time to heal, surrounding herself with people who truly loved and cared for her. She dedicated herself to helping other women who were trapped in abusive relationships, using her experience to inspire and empower them. Years later, she met a kind and compassionate man who valued her for who she was. Their relationships was built on mutual respect and love, a stark contrast to her previous marriage. Phoebe and her new husband built a beautiful life together. They had 2 children and traveled the world, creating memories filled with joy and laughter. Peterson, now an elderly man, found peace in seeing his daughter happy again. As for Alfred, he remained a cautionary tale in the city, a reminder that greed, cruelty, and manipulation ultimately leads to one's downfall. Some beautiful moral lessons we would learn from this story. Never ignore red flags in relationships. True love should bring peace, respect, and happiness. If a partner shows controlling or abusive behavior, it's important to take it seriously and address it early. Self-worth is non-negotiable. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and kindness. Never settle for a relationship that diminishes your value or makes you feel less than you are. Courage can lead to freedom. Like Phoebe, it takes courage to leave a toxic relationship, but taking that step is often the key to reclaiming your happiness and peace. Family is a pillar of support. Having a loving and supportive family like Peterson and Lydia can make all the difference in overcoming challenges and starting fresh. Kindness always triumphs over cruelty. Alfred's manipulation and cruelty led to his downfall, while Phoebe's kindness and strength helped her build a better life. Healing is possible after hardship. No matter how painful the past is, it is possible to heal, grow stronger, and find happiness again. Empower others through your experience. Sharing your struggles and triumph, as Phoebe did, can inspire others to overcome their own challenges. Greed and cruelty lead to downfall. Alfred's greed and selfish actions ultimately ruined his life, showing that dishonesty and harmful behavior always come back to haunt you. Surround yourself with true friends. Having genuine, trustworthy friends like Lydia can provide strength and support when facing life's toughest battle. And finally, every ending is a new beginning. Life may have setbacks, but with resilience and faith, brighter days are always ahead. Thank you for listening and watching this amazing story. I hope you learned some beautiful lessons from this story. Kindly subscribe, like, share, and comment. Turn on your notification bell to get notified when we upload more mysteries. I love you all. Bye.